Hello, welcome to Pilates. Our prop today, I'm using the soft Pilates ball. It isn't fully inflated, so there's a nice tactile feel to it. Your alternative at home, if you don't have a specific Pilates ball, just any type of soft ball or perhaps a small cushion. As always, you can work without a prop. I'm using it for that tactile feedback. I'm using it to keep my brain better engaged as there's something in my hand. I'm using it to give me a bit of a lift as I do some movement and to give me a bit of focus between my limbs. Okay, so the choice is yours. And as we go through these exercises, the choice is also yours at the level at which you work. You don't need to do the same number of repetitions. You can pause, you can watch, you can go back to some stretch. Perhaps there's a specific exercise that feels particularly good that your body needs and that you feel that you respond to. So that's maybe key that you pause there and explore a bit further. Okay, so you've got your safe space at home, plenty of space to move, and we're going to start just in our standing position, but instead of being in parallel, I'm going to put my heels together and turn my toes out. So never been a ballerina, but told it's a plie position. So anyway, let's come into this. Heels don't have to be connected, so sometimes calves get in the way, okay? But that's what we're aiming for, those feet in turnout. If you're working with the prop, we're going to have it just kind of down by that pubic area. So we're thinking kind of this centering, and we have this center line drawn up. Good. And I'm just going to start by rolling through my shoulders. So kind of setting the scene, bringing my attention to my body, aware that by standing in the V position, I'm much more aware of the weight into my heels, and I'm much more aware kind of the connection to the outer border of my foot. So I'm going to stand tall. Good. I'm going to take a breath in, and as I breathe out, so working with the imagery to help me set my center, I'm pulling that zip from the tailbone to the pubic bone and all the way up. So finding and feeling that lift. And then I'm going to circle it back, down and around. Good, so I'm using my out breath all the way up, taking it round that second side as I breathe in. Now, if you're happy to, let's add the legs. So come into a little bend. So now as we come up, we're squeezing those inner thighs together, squeezing the bottom and around. Good, and lower. Good. Has that changed your breath? It changed my breath. I wanted to breathe in here as I zipped everything up and breathing out. So I want you to see that the breath isn't a rule. It's just a tool for what you're working with. I'm going to switch it back again. So sense of the narrowing now. Sense of the width. Hope you can see that the breath there has helped me just kind of find my flow with this exercise. One last one. Lovely. And I'm just going to pull that back, down and around. I'm going to take my heels and bring them in line so I'm back into a parallel position. And this time I'm wanting to think about the weight through my feet from front to back. So I'm going to take the ball, hold it behind me. So I've got extra weight. I'm giving you the view from this side. So as I come forwards, just into those toes, keeping the weight or keeping the ball, the prop that I'm working with, so that I can remind myself that as I come forwards, I don't want to kind of bend in the middle. And as I come back, I'm tall. So there's my sway. Find my lean position and back. My lean position and back. Now, if you're comfortable to stay in that lean position, so we're challenging through our ankle joints. Yeah, we're challenging our balance. We're going to take our prop and start to circle it. So there's a point where we're bringing that additional weight in front. We're looking to see that we can keep that center. Your roots are down deep into the basement. Good. You're on as much of a lean as you can comfortably make it. If the lean doesn't work for you, just stand tall. Be aware of being stacked. Again, I'm going to change direction. So thinking of that narrow waist that you're circling. Good. 2. And our last one. And I'm coming right back up tall. I'm going to walk those feet out. I'm literally going to walk the feet out. So toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out. So I'm into a nice kind of wide stance. My feet wider than my hips. Think of it like an A-frame. So you still want to have that connection, if you like, down through that center line of the body, down through the pubic bone. It's like those legs are pulling in towards it. That's what's going to help you keep connected, finding the lift of the pelvic floor, the connection into the abdominals. I'm simply going to hold the ball in front, reminding me of that midline, and kind of come off it to one side, bending a knee. I want you to look down just for the first few, and you're checking that that knee is in line with the second toe. So if you're finding that your knee's kind of drifting in, it's not going to like that. Okay, it's an emphasis on that outer border of the foot. It's going to keep you in line with the toe. And we're pushing back in. We're going to take that weight over to the other side. A little look down. Where does it go? And back. So we're switching just between side to side. Controlling. Doesn't need to be a deep bend. Just want you to feel that you can come off center, and then you can find center again, and that you can track through your knee. Now the ball is really quite visual there. We're going to take that ball and take it overhead. So we're still following the midline, but we've just raised our center of gravity. So kind of challenging, if you like, our control a little more. So coming off, knee in line with toe, second toe, back in. Arms soft, shoulders down away from your ears. Keeping your gaze forward. Chin just parallel to the floor. Good. Come back center, bringing that ball down. So this time choose a side. You're going to shift the weight over to it. We're going to bring even more weight as we bring the arm over. So we're thinking about, can we come up onto our toe, do some pulsing here. So point and lift. Good. Could we keep the foot down, just a light connection, pulse the arms. What about pulsing arm and leg? Are you ready? Good. I'm coming back to center, finding my balance, taking myself off to that second side, bringing my arm in front. Good. Little shift of the weight as I kind of come up, more light on the what's going to be the moving leg. Okay, so when you're ready, good. Pause, just a light touch of the toes. Pulsing. Now, if it works for you, two together. Well done. Back, back through center. Lovely. Let's walk those feet back in. Come back to your parallel position. I'm going to give you the side view. So we're going to think about rolling down through our spine. And this is where imagery can work really well. I'm by holding something. So I'm nodding my chin to look forwards, to look at what I'm holding. And now I'm beginning to just round down through my spine. And I can feel just the arms lower into the floor. The fact that I'm holding something, really exaggerating that sweep of the shoulder blades around the rib cage. And I'm just pausing. I want to image bringing the crown of my head down towards the ball. Pausing for a moment. Aware of how the weight is distributed through the feet. Let it be heavier in the heels. Working the back line of your body. So pressing those heels, pulling that tail through. Getting the pelvis upright on the legs. And then stacking all the way up, opening the shoulders, undersurface of the chin parallel to the floor. Let's nod and come down again. We'll make it a bigger movement. Softening the knees as much as you feel you need to so that you can take it into your back. Heels down, tucking under. This time take the ball, pull it up. Big reach. Pull it down. Follow it with your gaze. You can welcome to work at a slower pace. And next time that you're in that roll down position, you're going to pause there. You're going to soften those knees, bring the hands to the floor, and bring yourself down into your Pilates rest position. So we've played about with our foot position in standing. We had our heels together and our toes turned out. So we were in that turnout position, and we used it to really emphasize the squeeze of the inner thighs and the lift of the bottom. And we'll come back and revisit that later. We worked in parallel, which is more often or not the position that we tend to work in our clinical Pilates. And then we also worked in our wide position with those feet kind of wider than the hips. And we'll explore and feel what that's like as well. So just kind of come in, it feels different in line, obviously. So just finding all three positions and then bring yourself back to being in parallel. I'm going to pop the ball between my legs. Just for a moment. And I'm going to bring those arms up overhead, so a little bit of arm work. So at the moment, my fingers are long, reaching to the ceiling. I'm wiggling my thumbs. I'm going to lead with those thumbs as I take them behind my head. Looking to keep my ribcage down and bringing them right back into view. Kind of sense of pulling with the little finger. Wanting to park the arms directly over the shoulder. Now, as I start to reach back, I want you to give a little squeeze to whatever you're holding between the legs and release. See if you can get a sense of the inner thighs without clenching into your bottom. And we'll pause those arms next time they're up overhead. This time they're going to move in different directions. So one arm's moving down while the other moves up. And then we're switching. If you want to add a squeeze and release, and a squeeze and release, please do so. If that's challenging your coordination, arms going in different directions and adding the squeeze of the legs, then don't worry about it. Again, finding the inner thighs rather than the squeeze of the bottom. Looking for length through the arms. Good, we're going to do one last one. Pausing. Nice work. Okay, this time we're taking the arms wide. I'm softening the elbow. And as I take the arms wide, I'm going to squeeze those legs together. As I bring the arms back, I'm easing the squeeze. So just finding that reciprocal movement. That narrow waist to support the wide arms. Good. And our last one, let's just pause. Okay, I'm going to take the ball out from between my legs, give them a bit of a breather, bring the ball just into the hands. So I'm holding it. Now notice that my arms are slightly closer together now, the fact that they're holding the ball. That's fine. And actually what I'm going to do, let's get you to pop the ball down. Keep those arms, we'll keep the arms down by our side because we've worked with them up for the moment. So yeah, we give them a bit of a rest. Okay, so now we've got a lower limb sequence to work with. So you're going to float maybe one leg up into tabletop. Good. And you're letting it lower back down. So we're just reminding ourselves of key things with this exercise. Okay, so I think of it as my thigh bone coming towards me to the vertical. That hip crease deepens, and then I put the foot back on the floor. So I work into that second side, lifting and letting it lower. I want to feel that the pelvis stays still with this. So just a reminder, perhaps your hands at the front of your pelvis. You just start to connect, bringing that sense of awareness. Now on this next one, when you have a leg lifted, let's keep it lifted. Okay, so we're going to work a little sequence here. Breath in as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen. Fold it back, tap it down, and lift. Lengthen, fold, tap, lift, lengthen, fold, tap, lift, lengthen, fold, tap, lift. So I'm breathing out. So it's out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. See, does that cueing work for you? As you find and explore the movement, notice how I'm just tapping down, finding control. And on this next one, after you've tapped, keep that leg lifted. Good. Second side, slide, scoop, and bring it up. Now we've got those two legs in our tabletop position. Check in that this works for you. All we're going to do is hold them here. Imaginary ball between the legs, so a sense of connection, waist narrowed. We're bringing those arms up overhead, and we're going to take the arms and reach them back. Bring them back into view. Checking in that we can keep that pelvis still. Checking in that we can keep those ribs pressing down into the mat. Good. Pause. Our second arm movement was that reciprocal. Toy soldier, one arm going up, one arm going down. Checking in that again that we can stay level in the pelvis. Now remember, you can always drop a leg, folks, and regroup. Good. Pause. We had the wide arms. Good. Now, whatever leg was your working leg, it gets to lower. Feel that effort dial decrease. Your abdominals going, thank goodness for that. We're pausing, so we're in that split position. We'll bring our arms back down by our side, and we're back to our little sequence where we lengthen, fold, tap, lift, lengthen, fold, tap, lift, lengthen, fold, tap. Have you found your breathing pattern on this side? Has it come in any easier? The second side, has your brain learned the movement pattern? Are you able to work with control? Good. Last one. And lower back down. Well done. If you're working with a ball cushion, I'm going to get you to just put it between the legs. Bring the feet together. We're going to kind of release off. There was a lot of holding there. We'll take our arms wide. We're thinking of the hands just sitting shy of the shoulders. So we keep the upper trapezius muscles nice and relaxed. We're going to fold the legs off to one side, turn our head in the opposite direction. Find and feel that stretch. Now sink the ribs down, the waist down. Bring that pelvis over, ball over. Second side. So our hip twist. Again with the hip twist, listen to your back. Maybe it feels best for you to kind of explore the movement and come out of it. You're kind of checking in on each side. Maybe it feels better for you to find the movement, kind of hold the movement and breathe into it. Give your back the opportunity to let go. Ribcage back. So it's about you listening, about kind of, it's what I love about Pilates, it's that kind of mindful practice that we've brought our whole selves to the exercise, not just our body to go through the pieces, but we're actually thinking about how this challenges us, How this feels nice. How this perhaps feels like what we need. Okay, so we're back to that centered position, and we're going to take the ball out, and we're going to up the ante, up the challenge here. So we're taking one leg up into tabletop. We're going to slide scoop and bring that second leg up. So working in double tabletop. We'll bring the arms back into position. Okay, so with this, we're reaching one arm, or we're reaching one leg as we take both arms back overhead. Good. So working away from the center, using the out breath to keep everything controlled. Pause. Okay, this time we're taking one leg, but as we do, we're going to take that opposite arm and back. Opposite arm and back. Notice the other arm is staying still. It's not the soldier movement. It's not the marching. Good. Pausing. Okay, this time as we fold one leg out to the side, we'll take both arms. So kind of grounding ourselves through that shoulder girdle as we work through the pelvic girdle, bringing everything back, opening. Arms traveling greater distance than the legs. So we're checking in. Using those arms to help us. We've got one more each side. Well done. Hug those knees to the chest. Do whatever feels good. It might be a circle in one direction. It might be a circle in the opposite direction. It might be a rock. Just whatever feels that it helps you kind of loosen off through the back. Well done. Okay, we're going to work into some bridging. I'm going to remove my head cushion. My head's still on the mat, so I'm nice and supported. And I'm going to put my feet into that turnout position. So those heels aiming to be towards each other and the toes turned out into that kind of pizza slice position. Now, key with the bridging is that you find the set of your center. So that deep supportive core has got to be working before you bring in the strength muscles. The strength muscles being your bottom and being those big muscles around the shoulder girdle. So to find that supportive core, just find me the tilt of the pelvis. Okay. Let's work with that first of all. Just tilting forward towards the feet, towards the face. Now tilt towards the face. Find me the lift, feeling that drawing in of the belt. Now squeeze and lift up. Good. Breath in, and when you're breathing in here, remind yourself that you are three-dimensional. Ribs at the front, ribs at the side, ribs at the back. So we're breathing in wide and deep here, and then we're going to begin to sink. And I'm sinking here from my breastbone. Ribs down, belly button down, and then tilting forwards. Tilting forwards to feel that arch in my back. So I'm working with the diamond. There's the pubic bone lifting, the belly button sinks. Now I lift up. I'm going to change those points of reference now to the breastbone and the belly button. So now the breastbone sinks. then it's the belly button, and finally that pubic bone. So if you're thinking of the front body, there's those 3 points: pubic bone, belly button, breastbone. Find and feel your flow of movement. Arms can be on the side. Arms can be across the chest. And next time that you're lifted in your bridge position, let's stay there. Good. We're going to stay there and hover the heels. Let them lower. Hover. Lower. Last one. Good. Have a sense of those inner thighs squeezing together. Release. Squeeze. Release. Well done. Now lift one heel, bring it level with the forefoot, second heel level with the forefoot. So we've stayed in the bridge, but we're into our parallel position. We're going to come back to lifting the heels. Well done. Pause. Now I want you to focus on one foot and really press it into the ground. So I'm focusing on my left side. I can feel my left bum cheek working even harder. I feel very supported on the left side, and that allows me that freedom of movement on my right to bring it back. Focusing now on my right side, pressing it into the ground, making sure that you feel very supported so that you can lengthen. Come back. Let's melt down through the spine. Allow ourselves a little bit of recovery. We've been holding in position. Let's tilt, peel, come all the way back up. Focus your attention one side, stable side, lengthen. Come back. Switch. Lengthen. Come back. Melt down. Now, with my arms in the position that they're in, they are giving me some support. That's fine, that's good. I'm using my upper arms here, they're connecting me into my shoulders. And I know without that support, I wouldn't be as good. I'm going to show you that. So I take the arm support away. So I'm still thinking of my left side, really pressing it into the floor. I've got to focus harder. Bit of a wobble there. Bringing it back. Good, I'm pressing right side. And back. And I'm melting back down. So can I do the exercise in that position? Yes, I can. Can I bring good control to it? I can bring control, but it's not my best control. So perhaps I would be better practicing that exercise with my arms giving me some assistance. But it's good to check in. Good to check in and up the challenge and just see where you're at. So I'm going to do it with the arms again. One last one. So I feel my upper arms pressing into the mat. Left side working. Lengthen. Right side. I'm still challenged. I've got much better level of control. So I maybe need to start introducing some without the arms just to build that up. So just encouraging you to check in with your practice and where you're at and how things are feeling. Okay, we're changing our position. We're gonna go over onto our side, and we're gonna do some clam work. And this is where I'm gonna work with the ball for this. So feet on a cushion or feet on a ball. So the thing that we're thinking with our clam, we have those fixed points of the heels, fixed point of the bottom. I'm on my side and I'm going to tilt forward so that I'm biasing the work more to that outer quadrant, if you like, of my bum cheek. So I'm going to open and close. We're lifted through the waist. Just all these little points helped us to really optimize how we're feeling that movement. 2 more. Good. We're going to pause. So this time we're lifting the foot, heel. Bit of a dancing clam. Nice and light on the ball. Bottom muscle burning right about now. Good. Make this your last one. Nice work. Okay. We're staying with our clam, but I'm going to bring that ball in front. I'm going to lengthen my legs, slide the top leg up so the foot sits just shy of the knee, and then let the knee of the bottom leg, and then let this knee of the top leg rest on the cushion of the ball so it doesn't drop fully to the floor. Now again, I've got extra weight in front. It just kind of tipped me forward. That's fine. That's what I want. Remember, we're putting our outer quadrant of our bum cheek here at a disadvantage. Now it's had a momentary pause there as we worked to change position. Good. 2 more. Oh, last one. Good job. Pat it out. Nice. Lengthen those legs. Big stretch, lengthening through the toes. Just make yourself as long as you possibly can. Take the arm up overhead. Good. I'm going to slide my head cushion out, and I'm making myself just into that really long line on the mat. Good. Finding and feeling that. And then I'm going to draw those knees up and just make myself as small as I can on the mat before I open out and press up. Okay, let's come into that second side for our 3 versions of clam. Okay, so feet stacked by lifting the the feet up. It challenges us to work in a slightly different range. Remember, we want to find the waist length and lifted, and we're a little bit tipped forwards. Okay, you can see that I'm heavy on the ball at the moment, so I'm going to connect and feel lighter. Hopefully you notice the difference there. Squeezing the heels, squeezing the bottom. Let's climb. Okay, change it into a dancing climb. Oh, well done. Pause. So you can see there as I've switched everything off, I'm flattened down to the ground. That ball's a bit more squashed. I'm using my feet to maneuver it. I'm lengthening the legs. I'm sliding the top leg up the bottom leg until I stop just short of the knee, taking my foot behind so I've got an anchor point, let it come forwards so it's resting on the ball. Hand just to give me that little bit of support, but we're trying to not have those weight fingertips. Okay. So, focusing, bottom, breath in, use the out breath. Good, we've one last one. As in one last set. I'm counting in fours internally. There's our last one. Good job. Okay, lengthen. Feels good to straighten those legs. If you're comfortable to take the head cushion out, just feel yourself really long on the mat. Find and feel your balance here. Draw those legs in. Draw the arms in. Squash in as small as you can. And then lengthening and pushing back up. Good job. Okay. Now, a little bit of work over on your tummy. I always like to get a bit of tummy time in, and we're going to be over, and if you've got a prop, put it between your legs. This is often a position that challenges folks because you can't see your body. So by having something to connect left and right, gives you a bit more information. So I'm over on the mat, ball between my legs. And I've put the cushion in just to remind myself it's a tummy exercise. I've stacked my hands one on top of the other, using it as a little pillow. Okay, so I'm simply going to straighten the legs and fold. So finding your breath work as you lengthen the lever, sign out, in to bring it back. So a little bit more effort this time as we draw our heels in towards our bottom. We're going to squeeze our bottom a bit more, make it more active. So it's supporting the legs, letting them lift. Now we reach the ball out and connect to the floor. So we bend, we lift, we lengthen and lower. Last one. Good. Pausing. So this time, without changing your head and neck position, she says fiddling with the ball, without changing that head and neck, slide the hands out, bring them round just to sit wide of the shoulders, almost a little bit behind. We're going to kind of press up through that upper body and back. We're going to do one more in that position. And now we're going to put our hands a little bit further, a little bit wider, and a little bit more in front. So playing about with the hand position. See, does this change things? So sending those elbows back. Pressing. Does that feel nicer for your shoulders? Does it feel like you get more range? Good. So pause. Okay, we're going to see if we can come up, stay up in the extended position. So wherever you found your arms more comfortable, closer, further behind, wider or further in front. So for me, this is what works. I'm coming up. I'm going to see if I can stay up and come back to squeezing. So just that first movement. Now, if you're feeling any tightness, any compression in your low back, see if you can engage those tummy muscles a little more so you're not just kind of sagging forwards. And if that still doesn't alleviate things, then this isn't the exercise for you. Just come back down out of it. Good, we have one last one. And lower and release. I'm going to bring those hands in front like I'm holding onto the wall. Forget about the ball and just let everything wiggle side to side. Just a way to kind of loosen off. I'm going to bring those hands back, the shoulders pressing up, and I'm going to come onto the mat for a little bit more movement. Now, because I've got a ball, I'm going to use it. It's nice in this position. I quite like it again, just putting it between my heels. It's there to make a connection to. So as I sit back on my heels, I can feel that I'm really pushing back into the ball. And I want to make sure that I'm not using the front of my thighs like a shelf, but that I'm kind of lifting, drawing my t-shirt away. So I'm hollowed and scooped through the abdominals. I'm heavy through my tailbone. As I sink down, shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Now little wiggles side to side. Walking those hands in. We're in a kneeling position. Let's come up into high kneeling. Keeping those toes untucked and just kind of finding balance. Now, I know kneeling can be a bit of a challenge position for some, so you might want to use your cushion now to kneel on. And just checking that you can keep those toes kind of relaxed and lay them long on the floor behind you. So working with the ball, just either in front, we'll start with it in front at the breastbone. We're thinking about headlights in the front of our hips beaming forwards. And those headlights stay beaming forwards as we begin to rotate. And we're going to come back through center and rotate. Good. Now, option to take that ball overhead. So we've raised the center of gravity. We're starting to challenge ourselves a little more and our balance. Can we rotate? So as I'm rotating left here, I'm thinking of my belly button sliding to the right. looking to keep my pelvis centered. Helps me find that rotation in the rib cage. So rotating right belly button, sliding left. My last one. Now, if knees just aren't happy in that position, come up into standing and work with it. It's still the same imagery of headlights on the front of the pelvis, and challenging you a little more. Just sometimes you can feel knees, and it challenges your balance, just gives you a level of awareness perhaps that you haven't had. Now step up. Just it allows us that step up movement. Good. So we're back up tall, back up where we started. And we're thinking about our feet, hip distance apart, pressing into the floor. Our soft knees, our pelvis right on top of those hips, our rib cage on top of that. Good. Those collarbones open and wide. And if we had a prop that we're working with, so the ball just lands itself here on top of my head, I want to have a sense of kind of pressing into the ball. Sometimes to kind of exaggerate or to help you find that movement, putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth and kind of pressing up. And you get a real sense of that head moving up and back to find and feel the height without developing tension. Good. And sense of pressing into the ball rather than the ball pressing down on me. I'm going to take it away. Kind of find and feel that posture. So leaving you with that postural image. So next time that you are standing in the kitchen, maybe washing the dishes or standing in a checkout queue, or maybe you're out for a walk and you're just kind of pausing to catch your breath or admire the scenery, think about your posture, how your feet are rooted into the ground. What are your knees doing? Where is your pelvis? Where are those shoulders? Can you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth? Can you find a bit more length? And then when you feel that you're tall and you've taken a couple of bigger, deeper breaths in and out, take that final, not the final out breath, but that final out breath before you start to move off, just enjoying that lovely posture and enjoying that arm swing. Folks, have a great week, and I hope that I've given you some food for thought. I've challenged you, and you've found some movements that kind of go, oh, that feel really good for your body. Take care. Bye.